Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel, A Magical Life with Ayla Hillel. I'm Ayla, and today we're going to carry on with more of a lesson for things to help us raise our vibration. So let's get started. So the last time we talked about this, we were talking about practices and things to help us raise our vibration. We talked about the ascension process, okay, and then before that we talked about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. This understanding and these practices are things to help raise your vibration so that you can have strong, powerful magic. So the first thing we're going to talk about today, let's talk about the emotional guidance scale. So I'm not really sure who came up with this. I think I saw it in The Secret, and I think I saw it in some of Abraham Hicks's work. I'm not really sure, but it's pretty universal anyway. So look again down in the description. So there should be a little arrow. Click on that. That will open up my description box. And you will see, the first thing you will see is the emotional guidance scale. Okay, now go, as you're looking at this, go down to the bottom of it where it says jealousy. Now this last bunch of, you'll see that they're separated into bunches. The last one, the bottom bunch, is the most severe. If you are chronically means over time. If you are chronically in one of these, okay, these lower group, so I'll just read these to you starting at the bottom. Jealousy. Now we start at the bottom because this is the worst one. The next one is incrementally better. The next one is incrementally better than the last one. Jealousy, hatred and rage, revenge, anger, discouragement, and blame. Okay, so these are pretty bad. Worry. Don't worry. You know what worry is? It's a mismanagement of your imagination. You're misusing your magic. Okay? Doubt, fear, doubt, guilt, shame. Remember those? I was talking about those in a previous one. I think I'm going to do a video just on those. Disappointment. Okay. Now, last video we talked about surrender. Okay. So surrender has a lot to do with how severely you become disappointed in a situation or a person. Overwhelment. Overwhelment means that you feel like whatever's happening to you, you can't deal with it. You cannot manage it. That's overwhelmment. Frustration, irritation, impatience. Pessimism. Have you ever known somebody that just was negative all the time? Negative. They just took the negative side of everything. Okay, that's pessimism. And then boredom. I don't know how to be bored. I have so much to do. I hope you do too. It's a wonderful place to be. Now, the next one is what I call a lukewarm emotion or thought or practice. It's lukewarm. Contentment. Contentment. I hope you are never content. I hope you are always looking around for your next mountain to climb. Contentment, you're not bored. You're satisfied. I don't think we should ever be satisfied. I think we should always be thinking about things we want to create with our magic. Contentment is really just sort of lukewarm. That's the best. I mean, what is lukewarm? You can't take a bath in it. You can't drink it. Lukewarm is just non-productive. It's really non-productive. The next one is hopefulness. Now, hopefulness, it's better than lukewarm. Okay. Yeah. Optimism. Okay. If you are in any of these second to the top ones, you're not practicing your magic. Optimism. Positive expectations. Okay. That sounds good, doesn't it? Positive expectations and beliefs. Do you believe it? Or do you know it? Do you believe in your magic? Or do you absolutely know your magic? Okay, so you don't want to be stuck there. Enthusiasm. Enthusiasm. If you're putting out a lot of energy, being enthusiastic, enthusiasm is kind of a outward show of agreement. You know, somebody says, let's go have lunch at the mall, and you're like, yeah, let's go have lunch at the mall. It's kind of a waste of energy. Eagerness and happiness. Again, kind of lukewarm, you know. So let's go right here to this bunch at the top. Okay, the bottom one is passion. What does passion get you? Yeah. You write a book, don't you? Or you paint a picture, or you sculpt something. Passion is amazing. Appreciation. Now, we talked about that. Appreciation is kind of like a precursor to gratitude. That sounds pretty good. Empowerment. Empowerment. What is empowerment? Does that mean that you feel like you can do anything you want to do? I think that's what it is. Knowledge. You know, knowledge is freedom. Is that what they say? Is that how they said it? Knowledge is freedom. I agree. You know, a lot of the problems that we have in this world is because of a lack of knowledge. You know, racism is because of a lack of knowledge. Sexism is a lack of knowledge. Okay, so a lack of knowledge gets us into trouble. So I think knowledge is very important. Freedom. What is freedom? Freedom is knowing that you can do whatever you want whenever you want to. Freedom. And notice it's second from the top. So somebody thought that this was really, really important. Love, gratitude, and joy. Gee, I wonder who put that up there. Love, gratitude, and joy. So this is where you want to be 98% of the time. Love, gratitude, and joy. Freedom, knowledge, empowerment, appreciation, and passion. These are the emotions that you want to dwell in. These are the emotions that create high vibrational magic. Okay. So you can cut and paste that. I don't know where it came from. I've always used it in magic school because I think it's important. If you can recognize that your feelings, your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions are basically down in a low vibrational area, you have to figure out a way to get, even if you could go up a step. the Abrahams say that even if you can go one up, that's better than the one that where you were. Okay, and then maybe later you can go one up from there. Okay, learning to change your default setting, I've already said this, is a practice, and it really takes time. And for anybody who thinks, oh, like my fellow I told you about, oh, I had a wonderful morning, I was having all kinds of great thoughts, and I stepped outside and my day just went to crap. Yeah, because it doesn't work that way. You're not going to become this big, bad, positive force overnight. It takes practice. And if you did become this big, bad, positive force overnight, then you know how to get out of your own way. Because 9 times out of 10, that's what hangs us up. We get into our own way. And we want to be negative because that person deserves that. Okay, maybe their behavior deserved it, but you don't. So you have to figure out ways to make little changes to go from one to the other, and then maybe from the other up one. Okay, you have to figure out ways to get yourself out of this section down here, because this is what is killing your vibration. Okay. So now that we talked about this, I'm glad we talked about this first. Let's talk about some spiritual practices. Okay. Let's talk about some spiritual practices to help get you out of those. And I even started in the wrong place. Go back down to the bottom of the list, okay? The list of emotional stuff. The first one, it was on a separate page, so I missed it. The first one was insecurity, guilt, unworthiness. How many of you struggle with unworthiness? Do you know, if I'm right about the fact that we are made out of God goo, you can't be unworthy. It's not healthy. Okay, fear, grief, depression, despair, powerlessness. Powerlessness. Okay. So that's all. That's all of the emotional guidance scale. All right. So now let's talk about some practices to get you out of that place. This really takes time. I'm sorry that it takes time. Everybody thinks that they should be able to have a positive thought and change their life. I am a little fat girl. And one of the things that I know about losing weight is you can't eat a healthy meal and wake up thin the next morning. You just can't. It doesn't work that way. You eat a healthy meal, abstain from a bunch of processed foods and sugars over a long period of time, lots of times a year, lots of times 2 years, and then you get the results that you want. Having a positive attitude, learning how to dwell in the positive is what jacks your vibration up. Okay? So let's talk about some of these spiritual practices. Now, you already know the end all to be all is meditation and prayer. If this is all you can, if you can only pick one thing on this list, and this will be in the description below, if you can only pick one thing on this list, do meditation and prayer. Okay? Listen first, then talk. Okay? That's number one. Number two is pivoting. We've talked about pivoting. So pivoting is every time you start to have a negative thought, you take it out, interrupt it, and inject something positive. And I always use the example because road rage is such a thing these days, that, this person cuts you off in traffic. Let's say they cut you off in traffic and almost caused an accident. Okay. That's enough to get upset about, isn't it? No, no. That's their problem, not your problem. You didn't wreck. You're fine. Okay? So interject that thought. Stop the thought. Stop that thought. And interject a positive thought. Wow, I hope he has a good day. Even even a backhanded compliment like I hope he drives better for the rest of the day is better than getting upset. Is better than screaming and shaking your fist. This guy ain't paying no attention to you anyway. So that's my example. But pivoting can be a lot of things. If you're having fear about something, stop that thought. Interject. Everything's going to be just fine. You have to go see the doctor. They ran some tests for a specific thing, and now you're having fear. That's going to lower your vibration. What's going to raise your vibration and help to heal whatever's going on in your body is to have a positive thought about it. Everything's going to turn out just fine. Everything is exactly as it should be. Even if you have to have a surgery, even if you have to have a specific treatment. Okay. You see what I mean? Okay. So positivity. Daily divination. Okay. Now, for those of you that don't know, you more advanced folks already know what I'm talking about. But divination is really a form of connection between us and spirit. So it's tarot cards or runes. I made these. I'm Irish. I'm 64.4% Irish. So I thought, well, Ogham is what the Irish do. So I made these funny looking little Ogham sticks. And they're in a bowl, and I reach in and I kind of stir the bowl a little and take out a few and read the definition in the book. This should be a daily practice. You don't have to do a big tarot spread in the morning while you're drinking your coffee, going to work, getting ready to go to work. You can pull a card. You can pull a rune stone. You can make up your own divination for that matter. But to have something, more often than not, what you're going to get is you're going to get a positive message. If you do this first thing in the morning, sitting there sipping your coffee, pull out a little rune or a little Ogham stick and read it, that positive message is going to set the tone, the positive tone for the rest of your day. That sounds lovely, doesn't it? Okay. That's not to say that bad things aren't going to happen throughout the day. It's not to say that you're not going to have any stress or anything like that. But it sets the tone. It gives you something to think about. If you're thinking about that, you're not thinking about negative stuff, right? Okay. So let's go. So here's the list of, and this is not an exhaustive list. This is just some ideas. I had runes, tarot, pendulum. Pendulum, you ask a question and then the pendulum swings a certain way to answer your question. Ogham, Ching, Astrology. Okay, those are all good. So number 4 is an offering. A good offering each day is to light a candle and burn some incense. So who are you making an offering to? Okay. Well, are you in relationship with some gods and goddesses? Do you have a relationship with a dragon or a fae? I mean, I light candles every day and I burn incense to whoever might appreciate it. Okay, I cast my circle first thing in the morning. I'm very clear. I cast a circle round about, goodness in and evil out. I'm very clear that those that are with me are allowed in my circle. Okay, so make an offering. study something. Go buy a book, or look something up on the internet. You have to sift, of course, but you can learn new magical stuff by reading, studying. So that's a good one. Number 6 is go out in nature. So what I have here is hug a tree, walk barefooted. Even in the wintertime, I will take my shoes off. Now, I don't walk very far because the ground is frozen and cold, but I want to feel that. I want to get in touch with my Mother Earth, who is going through that period, that season. It's so amazing. You can picnic or do a little outdoor ritual someplace. Okay, so that's a good one. 7, gratitude. We've already talked about that. Think of 5 things each day you are grateful for. Gratitude is the ecstatic and enthusiastic appreciation of a person, place, or thing. How lovely is that? Have you ever just looked at one of your friends and thought, how did I get so lucky? How did I get so lucky to have you as a friend? Yeah, I have those moments. Okay, joy practice. Joy is the state of being in perpetual gratitude. So joy practice is a little bit more involved because you're going to carry this throughout your day. You're going to carry it throughout your day, and you're going to have moments of gratitude. You're going to have points of appreciation throughout your day. But a lot of times our days happen to us. They just happen to us, and they go and we don't even notice. Okay, so this is the act of noticing and being appreciative of things as they happen to us. Have a magical conversation with another magical human being. So this is really important. I want to stress that if you're going to talk about things that you are magically manifesting into your life, you want to have a conversation with another magical human being, because mortals do not understand. And I'll give you an example. Me and William got ready to buy a house one time, and I had no down payment. I had no good credit. My credit was average at best. And people kept saying that to me. Oh, you must have a really big down payment, or you must have really good credit. No. Well, you're not going to buy a house then. Well, as it turned out, we bought a house. So you really want to talk to people who are magical as well, because they understand what you're saying. And this is also, we're going to get into, you've already had the silence meditation, but there's other forms and reasons for silence. This is one of them. It's like you don't want to be talking to people who do not understand how magic works. Okay? So have a magical conversation with another magical person. And what that conversation is going to do with this other magical person is they're going to be like, because they know what you're doing, they know the process of manifesting. So they're going to sit there with their coffee or their soda, and they're going to be like, tell me all about it. Because they know that you talking about it to them raises your vibration, doesn't it? How cool is that? Okay. Number 11. Exercise and nutrition. Now, every person has to decide what this looks like for them. I have issues. I have health issues around food. And so I have to eat a certain way in order to feel good. If I don't eat a certain way, then I don't feel good. And what suffers if I don't feel good? My vibration goes right into the mud, doesn't it? Okay, and exercise. What I want to say about exercise is make sure that this is something that you really, really enjoy. If, I don't particularly enjoy running. I really don't. I'll go for a walk. I can enjoy a walk. I've always thought what would be really good for me would be something like some form of dance, maybe belly dance or something like that. So think about, if you love to go to the gym and just pump that iron, go to the gym and pump iron, okay? Move your body. moving our body, helping ourselves be healthy, helps raise our vibration. Okay, music. And there again, you have to decide what type of music raises your vibration. I have a friend who's into the most heaviest metal I think I've ever heard in my life, and he gets grumpy when he doesn't get to listen to his music. It does something for him. And after that, he is the most loving, positive, magical person. What kind of music do you like? Spend 15 or 20 minutes a day, if you can, meditating and listening to music. All right. So that's number 10. 11 is adequate sleep. Now, I don't want to harp on this because I hate it when people are like, now you just have to get enough sleep. As if I'm doing something to prevent myself from getting sleep. I'm not. I have a very calm, stress-free, drama-free life. I go to bed at 8 or 9 at night. I get up early. I get up at 3:45. But that should be enough sleep. So I think sometimes we can stress ourselves out more than the stress we receive from not getting enough sleep. Work on it. It's important. It's really important. Okay, so that was 11. Number 12 is unity awareness. Unity awareness and practice. This is great. Unity awareness and practice. What do you think I mean by that? Unity awareness is the idea that we are all the same. We are all the same. We were all created the same. By the same God goo, we were created. Now, we came down here and we got separated from that idea and we picked up a bunch of other ideas. And that makes us look very different, doesn't it? But we're not. Everybody wants the same thing. Everybody wants healthy children, adequate amounts of money, a good relationship. We all want the same thing. So unity practice, unity awareness and practice. Awareness is just knowing, we are all the same. And I can't stress that enough. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter what religion you are. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter what sort of societal status you have. We are all the same. Okay? Now, the practice that comes with this is go out and meet new people. Go out and meet new people that you think are different than you and find out that they're not different than you. Okay, this is fun. I do this on the city bus. I sit someplace, usually towards the front of the bus, and have a conversation with somebody. Have a conversation with a stranger. I'm safe there. I don't have to worry about being hurt or anything. So this is a good place to do a little unity practice, to look around and really appreciate that we're all basically here doing the same thing, trying to live our lives. Okay, so that is unity, awareness, and practice. 13 is time management. Oh my gosh, I know, this doesn't sound like a spiritual practice, does it? Let me see what I have written here for time management. Think ahead each day to everything you need to get done that day. Make room for each item and help yourself out by making a list. Okay, so on my phone, I have a calendar. People are the most important to me in my life right now. Well, they always have been, but I'm getting older, so really right now. And I make appointments because I have family and I have friends. These are the two groups of people in my life. So I make it a point with my family. I don't know when we started this, last year sometime or the year before, I'm not sure. One time a month. I know you're going to laugh because you're going to think, well, my grandma made us get together every Sunday. We're busy. I'm good with once a month. One time a month in the evening, everybody clears their calendar and we come to what we call family dinner. one of us will cook, and we get together and we make a 2 or 3 hour evening of eating and talking and spending time together. Okay. That's on my calendar. The other thing I do is I put meetings with my friends. I make sure that at least once a month I have a lunch or some other sort of meeting with my friends, with each one of my friends. And I put it on my calendar. I need to stay in touch with my friends. I also need to be organized with my time so that these sort of things can happen. So I use the calendar on my phone. I plan out my day. Every other day is a shower day, so I get the fresh towels and the clean clothes and all that stuff. I get everything set up, get my lunch, get my drink ready for the next day, get everything ready. I live in a very tiny space, so cleaning house takes an hour a week maybe. So I figured that in. And let me tell you why this raises your vibration, because it doesn't sound like something that would raise your vibration. If you are not organized, you're always looking for stuff. If you are not organized, you are forgetting your appointments with people. If you are not organized, all of this is going to cause stress. And what does stress do? It knocks your vibration into the mud. Okay, so you don't want that. So